Alright guys, happy Monday afternoon. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you were not in the live stream this morning, it was a little bit hectic as it always is during hurricane season. Welcome in guys. Appreciate you guys for joining in. What's up, Kendra? Good to see you. What is up, everybody coming into the stream? Emily, Nicole, what is up, guys? Welcome into the stream. All right, we got an update to talk about here. Let me go to our latest satellite imagery here of Hurricane Erin. Still not really any changes. The only thing that changes, we now have tropical storm watches in effect for the Outer Banks of North Carolina. I will pull that up here so you guys can see. It is literally just the Outer Banks. It's from basically Beaufort, North Carolina through Ocracoke. We've also got Nags Head, Kitty Hawk, and the Southern Shores. These areas were already evacuated today and yesterday. So, tropical storm watches and storm surge watches in effect here for the Outer Banks of North Carolina. We are still not expecting much of an issue inland. It's really just going to be the Outer Banks of North Carolina that get the whacking from the waves and from the rip currents. And I want to mention this now, and I'll mention this a lot over the next couple of days here. Do not get in the waters. We have already had over 50 plus swiftwater rescues on the beaches this afternoon in Wilmington, North Carolina, due to rip currents. People are defying the logic of what is happening. People are still getting in the beaches and swimming in the waters. Do not do that unless you want to lose your life. It's just that simple. I know people are on vacation. I know people may not be able to see. The waves may not be that bad right now. Rip currents are not being able to be seen. Rip currents, rough rip currents happen underneath of the sandbar. It's basically where the sand gets pulled out very quickly, the water gets pulled out very quickly underneath. You cannot see rip currents under the water. It's not like a bunch of waves coming at you. It's underneath of the actual sand. So if you guys are out on the beaches, I would not be out on the beaches. I would be outside the beach, but not inside the water, because that is what we are seeing happening a lot today. We've had over 55 plus reports of swiftwater rescues, especially over here in Wilmington. So it's the whole East Coast that's seeing those but the rip current issues as well as the waves. So like I said, be mindful. Don't be stupid. Don't do nothing crazy. That's the time I'll say that as well. Make smart decisions. Don't put your life at risk. I know people want to go to the beach, but right now is not the time to be at the beach. So once again, tropical storm watches and storm surge watches here for the Outer Banks of North Carolina. That's it. Everybody else will probably not see anything. I will say, if we were to get a far western track cone run here, if center of circulation were to ride outside the cone here or on the edge of the cone, we could get an upgrade to a hurricane watch for the Outer Banks here for some hurricane force winds. It's possible. It just depends on what happens tomorrow and what happens on going into the next 2 days here. So that's something we'll be watching very closely, but that is yet to be determined. I did see La La Land on the GFS. I've seen it a lot, and the good news is a lot of our ensembles from this morning, now this afternoon, are starting to trend back north in terms of a recurve with our next system. So our next system may not even hit the United States. Let's hope for the best on that. There's still a good chance that the longer that Erin sits out here, the longer it will keep a weakness in our ridge. Therefore, the ridge may not have time to build back faster, and we could see our next system also potentially recurve. So we'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. But we do have a plane that is going in there right now. We have a plane that's kind of been doing a zigzag pattern, getting an idea of where the winds are at on the outer bands, as well as inside the center of circulation here. So we're going to get an idea of what the pressure is and what the highest winds are. I'm going to tell you right now, this storm is on a slow weakening trend. It's going to take a lot of time to get this massive thing to weaken, but as we go through the next couple of days here, it will start to weaken on its approach off the East Coast. So like I said, if you're on the East Coast, be smart. Don't get in the waters. If you want to, I can't even say what I was going to say, but anyways, if you want to live, just don't get in the water. It's just that simple. Basically, from Florida all the way up to the Northeast coastline, it's going to be a mess this week. So that's with the rip current issues, as well as the high waves that are going to be out there. So latest forecast cone, like I said here, we'll click on Erin here so you guys can see those that cone. This is the latest cone. Like I said, the only thing that got changed with the cone, a little bit actually of a shift east with that cone, just ever so slightly. And then we've got a tropical storm watch, as well as the threat for the storm surge there. So not good surfing. Do not surf in this. People are already getting swiftwater rescues. Do not surf in this. We've had over 55 reports of water rescues on the beaches of Wilmington, North Carolina today. Do not surf. Absolutely not. Do not. Unless you want to lose your life, be my guest, but do not do that. That's if you want to stay living on the planet, do not do that. Not smart. The waves may not look rough right now because the storm is still to the south, but rip currents are underneath of the sandbar. They are underneath of the actual water. You cannot see rip currents. not physically being seen. People just don't give a shit, which is crazy to me. But yeah, over 55 reports already of those rescues there, so I'm vouching that as quickly as I can. It's just common sense. People don't have common sense. It's wild to me. Yeah, it could be a little bit rushed. It's very possible. I've kind of noticed that here. We've also are still waiting on that trough and that cold front to kind of swoop it up here, so it's kind of just sitting here and doing its own thing. So it's not moved very much today at all. So 150 miles west of the Outer Banks, sure should be fine. There shouldn't be wind. The winds are mostly going to be from the Outer Banks is what we're seeing mostly. Let me see if we've got any update on... Hold on a second. All right, we got another plane that's leaving now. Excuse me. Let's see if we've got some hurricane model updates here. I'm curious on something. Hold on just one second, guys. Yeah, I'll get to the severe weather conversation here in just a second. I want to see if we've got an update on our models for this, or see if our HWRF's updated. All right. Yeah, hurricane models continue to move this north and eventually out to sea here. I'm actually going to go... Hold on, let me do it this way. This is going to be a little bit easier to see. If you guys are coming in the stream, welcome in. Hit that follow button if you are new. We are less than 200 followers away from 100K following, so I really appreciate you guys very, very much. Yep, so here's the latest. Yeah, 12Z GFS still tracking west as well. I did see that as well. I did see that. Just a slight little bit west. So the HWRF model has actually got this pretty in line with the cone here. So we'll see how that plays out over the next little bit of time. That's through Thursday. HMON, I believe, also kept it a little bit closer. Yeah, we've got the wave that we're watching now coming off that's already in the water, and then there's a couple more waves that we're going to have to watch going through the next couple of days. Yeah, so it takes a little bit of a further jog. The HMON does outside, but then recenters itself back on track as well. It is also too rush. Yes, correct on that. I was looking at ensembles behind this here. Hold on just one second. They did the European recurved back. I want to see what the 18Z GFS does here when it updates. This is the latest European ensembles for our next wave. Most of them do take a recurve out here as well, but there are still some that go into the Gulf. So until we get, that full split not happening, then we'll go from there. So there's no percentage, guys, of this going into the Gulf. Erin is not going into the Gulf for the 1,000,000th bajillionth time. If you guys would listen to your local meteorologists and people that actually know what they're talking about, including myself, you guys would know that it's going out to sea. It's just sitting there a little bit longer. You guys got to trust the forecast. Some people just don't care and don't listen, which is astonishing to me. It's not going to hit New Jersey. It's just not. It's just not. The second wave we don't know too much on. That is the latest European ensemble. Let me check the GFS ensembles from this afternoon. See what we've got here. Yeah, and what's interesting too, I know Rush, you're still in here. Most of the GFS ensembles do take this out to the Gulf. I mean, it's split 50-50 again on both ensembles there. So once again, Katrina, guys, was over 20 years ago. We had forecasting was not the best at that time frame. Forecasting is way better than 2005. Way much better than then. We can't compare the same storms. I can't say where our next storm is going to go because it hasn't formed yet. So we will start to talk more about that once we get closer to the end of the week. We will probably have a tropical depression or tropical storm behind Erin by Thursday or Friday. Maybe a little bit later than that. We'll see. But this is the next area to watch. They did update this. We are now at a 1060 odds, so a 10% chance of a tropical depression or storm developing in the next 48 hours. Very low in the next 48 hours here, but we've also got a 60% chance in the next 7 days. So this will more than likely get the red Sharpie in the not too distant future here. We'll probably see this go 70 here very, very soon. Once this gets considered as an invest, that is when we will see ensembles and models really start to line up with each other, hopefully. So the good thing is, guys, here's what I want you guys to understand, okay? We can see that Erin is sitting out here. Let me zoom back out here. Erin is basically moving in between a high pressure that's sitting on the United States East Coast and another one that's sitting over here in Bermuda, and then we've got a trough that's basically going to pull Erin out. Here's the thing with our system behind it, and our tropical wave is actually almost in our development region here. So we're still split on what's going to happen with our next system. We don't know if it's going to go in the Gulf. We don't know if it's going to go to Florida. We don't know if it's going to go out as a recurve yet. Nobody knows what's going to happen with the next system. But I will let you guys know, best case scenario is, and this is something the European ensembles and half of the GFS ensembles are seeing, is if Erin takes its sweet time like it's doing right now, and she moves out to sea by Friday or Saturday and is still up here, there could be a weakness still in our ridge that allows our next system to basically follow Erin's pathway and also recurve. That is a possibility next week. It may not hit the United States, which hopefully it doesn't, but that is a possibility. But there are more ensembles and more models that do favor a United States impact. So that's something we're waiting for. That's over 10 days out, though. We're kind of in la la land right now with that. So that's something we'll see what happens with. So we'll just have to kind of watch it and see what happens as we go through the week. Also, another tropical wave just came off behind it as well, so we'll be watching that one as well. What does a marginal risk mean? Isolated showers and thunderstorms. Severe chance is very low, but not zero. What's up, Danny? What's up, Justin? We do have a little bit of severe weather ongoing today, both in Chicago, as well as over here into the plains and Midwest. Most of today's severe weather is a damaging wind threat. There's a very, very low tornado risk today over here into portions of southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Chicago and Aurora, you guys are actually getting ready to get a line of thunderstorms here with the 60-mile-per-hour winds. So just be mindful of that. Not anything too crazy here, but a big, nice line of thunderstorms is definitely coming through. If you are in this area here near Chicago, just be mindful of that 60-mile-per-hour winds on the doorstep. Mostly everybody else right now seeing general thunderstorms here and a couple severe thunderstorm warnings down towards Colorado and up into portions of North Dakota and South Dakota. But other than that, today's severe weather threat mostly going to be wind and hail with a very, very low tornado risk up towards Illinois and Wisconsin. Not too concerned about that. So nobody should be worried on the East Coast unless you are in the Outer Banks, but those evacuations have already happened, so most of those people have already left. We only have watches in effect for the Outer Banks of North Carolina. If everybody else on the East Coast, if you believe me, which you need to believe me, you need to listen to somebody, we're not expecting anything inland. We are just expecting rip current issues and strong waves. Do not go to the water. If you go to the beach, that's fine. You can stand on the sand. Do not get in the waters. The rip currents are going to be ridiculous. Like I said earlier at the beginning of the stream, we already have had 55 plus swift water rescues in Wilmington, North Carolina today, where people are getting in the water and they are getting pulled away with the rip currents. So please do not do that unless you don't want to be on this planet anymore, which I don't even like saying that. Just be smart. Just be smart and make smart decisions. It's not that hard. So, does it matter how tough you think you are? Does it matter if you're in a boat or not? You need to be smart. But then again, too, people are going to be dumb and they're still going to listen anyways. So, that's how it is. That's how it is most of the time. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to go grab something real quick. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had to take care of something with Hazel real quick. Okay, as I was saying, do not swim at the beaches. High rip currents, unless you want to get pulled away by the rip currents. Do not do that. Not smart. These are rip currents we haven't seen on the East Coast in quite some time, so that is common sense. Okie dokie. So we're gonna wait on some new guidance to come in. I'll answer questions if anybody has questions in here. No, it's not going to turn west. No. It's going to go more northwest until it gets officially taken out by the trough, but it's on a northwest track anyways right now. So moving northwest right now currently. Yeah, 5 o'clock update is straight northwest. So we've got that new recon plane that's going in right now, so we'll be able to see what this thing is doing. Like I said, we've got that tropical wave just behind it here that's starting to get itself together just a little bit. Is there going to be a watch in Northeast Illinois for severe weather? We just got a watch in South Dakota. There's already a watch in Northern Illinois in for Chicago right now. Yeah, GFS did. I think the GFS is still a little bit of a bullish right now with it. Yeah, the next system behind this will more than likely be weak if it takes Erin's path because the water temperatures are going to be cooler since Erin was already over top of them. There was a lot of upwelling that was done after this, so that'll be one good thing to note, though. If this track, if our next system does track behind Erin, it will be weaker for sure. That's due to cooler water temps. Chicago's going to get 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's about it. Any hail. If you get any hail, it'd be up to 1 inch in diameter. Not anything too crazy. Thank you for the follows, Brian. I appreciate it. Yeah, so like I said, newest GFS model coming in right now. We'll just take a look at what it's doing. It's already shifting it a little bit further to the north. So this is our next tropical wave that we're watching right here behind Erin. There goes Erin on... Erin is still going to be up here on Saturday. Next Saturday, which is crazy. But there's our next tropical wave. The models don't even have this tropical wave really developing until Friday or Saturday next week, or this weekend. So that's a good thing to note. There's a weaker system will take a little bit longer, but it'll also pull it a little bit further to the west too. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, this next one will be a little bit more trickier to forecast. See the new GFS ensembles present. Here we go. Excuse me, 18Z. Oh, that was yesterday's run. The new one hasn't came in yet. Yeah, so that new watch that just came out for South Dakota is for Western South Dakota. Rapid City Pier, you guys are in that new watch. That's out till 9 p.m. Mountain Time. It's just for damaging winds and hail. Very, very low tornado risk. Houston, Texas is fine. Not expecting anything right now. You guys are good. Oh, for my weather team, guys, Kendall's fine. She's good. She can answer questions. It's my cousin. She's good. If Kendall wants to help, let her help, please. Where's the development behind Erin projected to go? Literally right behind Erin. Like, literally right behind it. So for North Carolina right now, the only people that need to be concerned in North Carolina is if you were on the Outer Banks, but you guys should have left already. Those were mandatory evacuations for both tourism and for people that live there. That is for Kitty Hawk all the way down to Beaufort. That is going to be for storm surge and tropical storm force winds. That takes effect on Wednesday and Thursday. We are not expecting a United States landfall, guys. If you would pay attention to the bottom of the screen where the words are scrolling, it has all of those questions answered for you. I'm not going to say the storm's not going to follow the path because it is. I'm not doing that today. We're not doing that. If you're going to sit in the chat and say, let's say it doesn't follow the path, I'm not answering those questions because it's not. It's going to follow the path. I mean, geez Louise, guys. Andrew, what is up? What is up, bud? It has been wild, dude. I'm telling you. People just cannot grasp the idea that this storm is going to follow the path. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind, dude. Everybody thinks that all of us weather people suck and we don't know what we're doing or what we're talking about. It's crazy. People would rather believe conspiracy theorists and people with false information. It just blows my mind. Good to see you, though, but I appreciate you for hopping in here. If you guys don't follow Andrew there, make sure you guys give him a follow. He is a degreed meteorologist in Boston, Massachusetts. Does amazing work. Appreciate him. If you guys would stop comparing Katrina to this storm. Katrina didn't take the path. Correct. It didn't take the path. Our forecasting during Katrina was also garbage. So there was lots of error out there with that system. Also with Irma. Our forecasting is a lot better since then. We could see some wobbles to the west slightly. Yeah, it's possible. That's why, guys, the center of circulation is inside the cone. It's been inside the cone all day today. It's not moved outside the cone one bit. The center of circulation could ride the outside of the cone if it wanted to, but we are not expecting a United States landfall. There are no ensembles. There is no model guidance. There is no raw data that basically suggests a United States landfall. It is all outside of that. I am a ray of sunshine, absolutely, but I'm also not gonna... I need you guys to understand and believe what information is being told to you. People just cannot grasp the idea of that. The National Weather Service cuts and NOAA cuts don't actually take effect until next year, so forecasting has not been really messed with in terms of that. Data can be wrong, absolutely, 100%, but I trust with every bit and fiber of me the data that's on this storm. We have hurricane hunters that are flying into this storm, risking their lives to get information to plug into these computer models that give us the forecast that we have. I think the only reason that people are freaking out is because it's so close to the East Coast, and there's so many people out there that are saying it's going to hit when it's not. I have not come across a single meteorologist or news station person or anybody that is degreed that is saying that this is going to hit the United States. It's all of the people that are not knowledgeable and not talking about it the way they should be, that are giving you guys false information. That's what you guys are seeing on TikTok. You guys are seeing false information and fear-mongering that is allowing to give you guys the input that you're seeing. So that's not my doing. I don't do any of that. It's already as close as it will be to Florida. This is as close as it's going to get. It is on a northwest path. I want you guys to also understand something. If this storm was going to make a United States landfall, it would have to shift 700 miles to the west, which is theoretically almost impossible. It's going to get very, very close to the East Coast here, which is why tropical storm watches and storm surge watches have been issued for the Outer Banks. So, but that just, it doesn't make meteorological sense that this would even make a attempt at that. So that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, is you guys are believing all of these people that have no idea what they're talking about, but you're letting the people that you're not trusting the people that know what they're talking about is the issue. Yeah, it doesn't work. The misinformation report button doesn't work. I know it doesn't. I've reported and done it to so many different accounts that I've seen it on. It doesn't work at all. So it's something that we have to battle every single year. It's hurricane season. Everybody wants to monetize off of fear mongering. It's how it works. And you guys can't compare Irma and Katrina and Sandy and Florence and all these other storms to this one because there's no comparison to make. Yeah, it's in the Atlantic Ocean, but there's no comparison to make to it. I am 100% positive that this is gonna make a turn. If I had any doubt that we were gonna see a landfall, I would have said it to you guys already. But I don't have a bit of doubt in my mind on it. Erin will not make a landfall anywhere. Split between Bermuda, split between the East Coast, going right up the middle and out to sea. Biggest issues on the East Coast are going to be storm surge and waves and rip currents. Storm surge more in terms of the Outer Banks is why we have those watches out. If we were going to get a landfall, guys, we would have hurricane watches up and down the whole entire eastern seaboard, but the only watches we have is for tropical storm watches on the east coast of North Carolina. That's it. Dude, I will too. I'd bet $10,000 on this too. I'm 100% trustworthy on it. People would rather believe false information and fear-mongering from people that have no idea what they're talking about, but when it comes to people that are actually degreed and do know what they're talking about, we are the ones that get set aside, is what it typically is most of the time. Thank you, by the way, Marina is with the subscription. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Yep, it's not hitting the west. Sorry, guys. It's not moving west. It's moving northwest. So technically it is moving west, but it's moving northwest. So it is inside the cone. And look at that. They have a plane in there right now. I mean, the center of circulation, guys, isn't this wild? Once again, it's inside the cone. It's going on the forecast track that it's on. And then when people say, oh, none of the weather's been correct lately, what is that supposed to mean? That's what I'm curious on. Everything's gone to forecast with this storm. Some of the models have wobbled back and forth a little bit, which is normal when you're trying to forecast such a major hurricane. There's always a margin for error. There's always going to be a margin for error when you do a forecast on something. But people just don't understand that. Yeah, there won't be any tornadic activity with this because it's so far to the east. So the closest this is going to get is probably about 150 to 200 miles away from North Carolina. So that's how close it'll be if the West Coast scenario happens, or the West trend happens. That's how far it'd be, 150 miles offshore, which is still pretty far off. It's just the join button on the profile there, Maddie. So I'm here to tell you guys, all of you guys that think that this is just going to slam into the East Coast, you're not going to get that one right. Just saying. We'll reevaluate on Friday whenever this event is done and over with, but there's a lot of people that are going to be wrong. And all these people that are posting these videos that are saying, oh my god, if you're on the East Coast, the Cat 5's coming inland, get ready. You're not going to look the brightest afterwards. Yeah, the one next week that we're watching, it's technically this week, we are watching for a 60% chance of tropical development just behind Erin. This has got till Saturday or Sunday to kind of get itself together here. The models and the ensembles are all over the place on where this is going to go. We'll start to talk more about this as we get closer to Thursday and Friday. There's nothing that's developed yet, so we have no idea what's going to happen. You've already got people posting GFS model runs showing ridiculous scenarios that are outdated and don't even make any sense either, so... But we'll be covering this, guys. We get on here. I do live streams 3 times a day. Early in the morning, around the afternoon, and then at night. We'll have another live stream tonight around 10:30. So I get on here and do video updates, and I do live stream updates 3 times a day. I promise if something changes, you guys will know first. God, Erin is moving so flippin' slow. Erin is also weakening as well as it moves to the northwest, which is also good. Guys, we are exactly 200 followers on the dot away from 100K, which is freaking awesome. I really appreciate you guys. If you have not followed, do hit that follow button. I appreciate it tremendously. 199 away. I promise you guys, like I said, I've been saying this all week. If you want trustworthy, reliable weather coverage, I got you guys. Unlike half these people on social media that have no idea what they're talking about. So that is my goal, is to give you guys that amazing information and keep you guys safe. If there was any chance of the United States impacts in terms of landfall, you would know first, I'd tell you. There's not a lot of people covering it. There's a couple people that get on and cover. Connor does. My buddy Connor does. Andrew was in here a few minutes ago. He has been. There's not a lot of people. Like I said, you guys are seeing all of these people post these fake model runs and these fake conspiracy theories. Do they get on live stream and talk about it? Nope. Do they post long videos talking about explanations on it? Nope. They'll just throw a graphic up, say it's coming, and then if they're wrong, they're wrong. If they're right, they're right, because they want to make money off of it. It's just that simple. Because they don't know anything on the weather world, or they can't explain what's happening. They can't explain or do a meteorological breakdown on what's happening. This hurricane is stuck between two ridges, one that is weakening to the east, one is strong to the west. Trought's going to come in out of Canada, sweep this thing up, and it's going to be gone by Friday. I just advise, if you're on the beaches this weekend, please don't go in the water because the rip currents underneath the sandbars are going to be extremely, extremely high. We've already had 55 plus swiftwater rescues today on the beaches of Wilmington, North Carolina. That's a lot. And those should be 0 because people should not be getting in the water. So we have tropical storm watches and storm surge watches for the Outer Banks of North Carolina because these are low-lying areas. I am from North Carolina. I've been here a million times. These are very low-lying areas. They get flooding pretty significantly here, with the wave forecasts to be 15 to 20 feet plus. And the storm surge that'll be moving in as northwesterly flow sets in later on Wednesday and Thursday. We will have flooding along the highway here on the Outer Banks. Another tropical storm's not hitting Florida right now, guys. We don't know any information yet, really, on our next wave, other than just looking at ensembles. It's like we can't even get through the first one before people start wish casting the next one. I said, I don't have any answers, guys, on where our next storm system is going to go. Nobody knows. It is over 10 days out from even entering the picture of hitting the United States. Over 10 days out. 7 to 10 days out. Erin is a Cat 4 currently right now. So we'll see what that pressure is once they go inside here. All right, let me see what our GFS did. Yeah, the GFS model has got this a lot weaker. So here's a great scenario that we would be okay with seeing. If our next tropical wave does in fact move into our main development region here, which it's expected to, this is by the following Monday. So this is August 25th. A low-end tropical depression or storm just outside of the Bahamas here. The reason why a weaker storm would be more likely if this were to take the same path as Erin, because of the fact that the water temperatures are cooler, because Erin has been sitting out and causing a lot of upwelling. You get a lot of that deep, colder water being pulled up from underneath of the ocean, and when that pulls up, storms need warm water. They can't really survive and thrive off of cold water. So this may weaken our system that comes in as we go toward the end of this weekend. So it's not guaranteed we're going to get a hurricane next weekend. It's not guaranteed we're going to get a tropical storm or anything. It's a 60% chance of this thing developing by Friday or Saturday this week. So all of you guys that are sitting here and saying, where's the next hurricane going? This may not even be a hurricane next week. It could just be a tropical depression. It could be a tropical storm. Is it going to go to the United States? I don't know the answer to that. It's over 7 days out. We can't forecast something over 7 days out that doesn't even exist right now. So all of you guys are asking questions about what's going to happen with this. We'll know over time as this system develops. Erin will be moving north by tomorrow, yeah. It's going to be on a northwest track until we get closer to Wednesday. So Erin should be, the forecast calls for tomorrow afternoon. It'll be sitting right up here. It's not going to move much over the next day or two. We're waiting for that cold front to come in and sweep it up. We get closer to Wednesday afternoon, it'll be up here. And then by Thursday, we should see that turn officially as it moves out to sea. So it'll pick up speed gradually as we go through the next 72 hours. Middle North Carolina is going to be fine. You guys are not going to see much of anything other than probably a sunny day. All right. Does anybody have any interesting questions that they would like to ask? I think satellite on sunset has already happened. Yeah, it's already happened. There she goes. Yeah, it already pretty much went away. Sadly. It's not looked that impressive today either. I appreciate it, Justin. North Carolina, guys. Most of North Carolina is going to be fine. It's just the Outer Banks that's the concern. Most people should be leaving already as those evacuations happened. I just wish people would believe us, but nobody believes us because we're always wrong, right, guys? Meteorologists are always wrong. I'm always wrong about everything that comes out of my mouth, right? We will be very lucky if the storm follows the next one's follows Erin. You guys are wild. So here's my question: if all of you guys think I'm wrong about what I'm saying, then why are you in here? That's my biggest question. Why are you guys watching? Because some of you guys that here's the biggest thing, and I noticed this on my last live stream. A lot of you guys that sit here and hate on me in the chat still follow me anyways. That's the thing that's what I'm saying is why do some of you guys hate in the chat, but then you follow me and you stay in here and you still watch? Like, I don't get that. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm at 2.5 years. I've got 2 years left on my degree before I'm finished. I know they're trolls. I know they are. I just think it's funny sometimes. Hopefully our next storm does follow Erin out. It'll go out to sea. That would be the best case scenario as we see a recurve again. But watch again, guys. Watch. We'll get our next system coming in at the end of the week, and then it'll take the same path as Erin, and then people still will think it'll hit the United States, and then yeah, it's like it's on repeat. Every time we get a tropical system headed towards the U.S., it'll be the same thing on repeat. That's just how it is. I appreciate you guys that are respectful and care in the chat. It means a lot. Seriously, I appreciate it. What's up, Dad? Good to see you. Yeah, I've got over 20 mods, guys, so if they see comments that are out of pocket or rude or gross, you're going to get muted and blocked, and you can go watch somebody else that gives you false information. I try to keep it very professional, but I also try to keep it fun and also entertaining at the same time, and I'm also somebody that is a huge believer in, I know it's social media, and I know you're not supposed to give into the chat when they're saying rude things, but I like to have fun with it sometimes, because people are rude, and they think they hurt my feelings, but they don't. I just like to have fun with it sometimes. Yeah, Wilmington, North Carolina. We've had 55 swift water rescues today for people that are going to the beaches because of the rip currents are so bad already. Northwest. It is moving straight northwest. Yeah, this is not going to take the track of a recent storm. You guys can't compare storms. That's not how that works either. What are my thoughts on the next disturbance? I'm concerned on the next one. If it were to strengthen a little bit quicker, we were to get a system, sooner than later, then a stronger system could pull west a little bit. We do have some pretty decent model splits. Some do show a Gulf storm, some do show an East Coast storm, some show a recurve. It's kind of like split, kind of 30-30-30. In terms of what's going to happen with our next system. So we still got a little bit of time to watch it here. Nothing's quite developed yet. So until we officially get an Invest, which will be next 99L, when Invest 99L gets designated on the wave behind this, that's when I'll really start to watch it. And until we officially get a designation from the National Hurricane Center, there's not much we can do with it other than wishcast and speculate. And I'm not going to do any of that. Yeah, Western track trend shifts can happen. Like I said, we're still not, there's never going to be an anticipation of a landfall. We could see this thing honestly shift, 200 miles to the west, and it still missed a landfall. And that scenario is not even there. So you're going to see little wobbles every time somebody sees it move to the west or move an area that it's not supposed to go for a split second or two. People freak out on social media about it. I've seen it all over Facebook and X today. It's been awful. So that's not how that works. There's always a margin for error when you're forecasting a system like this. And if the National Hurricane Center was concerned, if I was concerned, if anybody was concerned about United States landfall impacts, we would have watches up the East Coast. We would have warnings up the East Coast. You would see people, flooding the stores and stuff like that. This is going to be moving up the seaboard, guys, in the next 72 hours. Like, this system will be gone in history by Thursday, Friday. So you would see people preparing already, and that's not the case. You need to be prepared on the East Coast regardless because it's hurricane season. But yeah. I wouldn't really say there's much of a rewarding part, Lizzie. It's just a service I do. There's not much of a rewarding part. I enjoy covering weather, though. I love doing it. It's possible our next storm next week could head in the Gulf. There's support for it. Yeah, there's also support for a recurve, and there's also support for an East Coast landfall. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what plays out this week. Hurricane season brings a lot of question marks. It's not like severe weather season where I can tell people they're going to get severe weather the week in advance. It's not like that. I wish it was. One of these days, maybe our forecasting will get to that point, but right now it's just not that great. I'm not even gonna answer that question. Someone just asked about storm surge in Oklahoma. That's wild. That's not even a thing. I believe it'll move north, yes. I would bet every single dollar that I have on me that this thing would move northwest and then go northeast. That's what it's gonna do, and that's what it's been doing. I know they were joking. I know. I just like to say it's funny. It's funny. Yeah, someone just asked about storm surge in Oklahoma. Yeah, impacts are going to be along the eastern seaboard of North Carolina here. We've got storm surge watches and tropical storm watches in effect here for eastern North Carolina. It's Kitty Hawk, Nags Head, and NTO that are in that area. So we'll be watching out for you guys here. Tropical storm force winds are definitely possible. I'm in western Kentucky, but I'm originally from Asheville, North Carolina. I lived there for 22 years. I've been all over North Carolina. I've lived there for pretty much my whole life. So if you guys want to know the real direction that the storm is actually moving right now, you can do this thing. It's called checking the nationalhurricanecenter.com, and it says moving northwest at 10 miles per hour. Here, I'll even blow it up so you guys can see it. Hold on a second. Look at that. Moving northwest at 10 miles per hour. If you don't believe me, you can check the professional website. Has all the data on it. All of the data. Wind probabilities. Have a low-end chance of getting some tropical storm force winds on the East Coast. Definitely possible there on the North Carolina. There is a bug in here, and it's annoying me. I appreciate it, Kimberly. Dude, I'm telling you, I wish it would move faster. It's moving so dadgum slow. I want Erin out of here. We've been talking about this system for over 2 weeks now. I love covering weather, but when we get these systems that take forever to move, it's like, oh my gosh. It gets so old so quickly. National Hurricane Center, it's nhc.noaa.gov. That is where all of the updates are at. This is where I get my information from. So it is all on here. Guys, it's not moving to the west. It's not going straight west. It's going northwest on the forecast track that it has been on for days now. It's not going to keep cutting west. I don't know where that idea is coming from. That's like people just do not listen or pay attention. It's written in words. Like, we got to listen, guys. Come on. Yeah, Chicago has a severe thunderstorm watch for 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. So you guys are actually getting ready to get your storms down there right now. No, we shouldn't see any more strengthening with Erin. Yeah, we shouldn't see any more strengthening. Well, guys, if you're reading things other than what's on the National Hurricane Center website, then you're reading false information. All I'm going to say, trust the people that professionally do it. Just saying. I feel a lot better. I'm getting a lot better. Rochelle, Hazel's sick now. She's got a 104 fever right now. Oh, the Weather Channel is garbage. Oh, I cannot stand the Weather Channel. I don't even have the app on my phone anymore. They don't update it properly either. The Weather Channel's garbage. The National Weather Center also does not cover the hurricane. They cover severe thunderstorm warnings in 50 states wise. The alerts for tropical weather come from the NHC. There are watches and warnings. Or sorry, there are storm surge watches and tropical storm watches for the Outer Banks of North Carolina. That is it. Nobody else is under on the eastern coast at all. I just use radar and modeling. I don't really have a weather app that I use because I know how to read radar and do modeling. But in terms of like where to go, my radar is good. Radar Omega is good for tracking. I don't really have, like I said, a weather app on my phone because I do my own forecasting. This bug is annoying the crud out of me. Ethan, I'm not a fan of that one either, honestly. European model does not say landfall in North Carolina, and I can actually fact check you on that one too right now. Hold on just one second. The latest Euro run from this afternoon. Landfall, by the way, guys, is when the center of circulation moves over land. That's the center of the storm. Okay? Watch this. Hold on just one second. So here's the latest European run. Would you look at that? Isn't that crazy how far the center of circulation is away from the west? And that's the most western track that the European had earlier. Outer bands may brush the Outer Banks here. Maybe some tropical storm force winds with that potentially. But center of circulation is over 200 miles out. 200 miles makes a huge difference. It's not that close, guys. It's really not. It seems close, but it's not. Yeah, there's no models or ensembles that have a landfall. European model takes it out to sea. Latest GFS model that actually just updated here. A little bit closer, out to sea. Icon model from this afternoon, little bit closer, but out to sea. Center of circulation does not pass over on any of our model runs or any of our ensembles. It's actually not off track. It's center of circulation, guys, is smack dab in the middle of the cone. It's not off track. It is on the forecast track that it's on. It is close. It is close. It's a close call. We've actually had storms in recent history that are way closer than that. I know, that's the thing about it. I could show every single thing and they'll still don't believe it. There's just people you can't convince in the world. It's just how it is. I've learned that. I've learned that so much. They want to believe conspiracy theories and they want to believe their own opinions that have no evidence to back up. So it's fine. Can't convince everybody. Did this hurricane set any records? It is the 15th strongest hurricane on record in the Atlantic Basin in history. It ended up hitting 1900. It ended up hitting 915 millibars yesterday, 2 days ago, with a wind speed of 160. It did not veer, guys. We had some wobbles, but we didn't have anything over 30 miles outside of the cone on any of the runs so far with this event. So people's definitions of models being wrong and models being right. We've had models be right. We've had models be wrong. It happens. You're going to have error when you're forecasting weather, but we've not had any drastic changes like everybody blows up on social media over. I would suggest, if you guys really want to understand hurricane season, that you open your ears and listen as we talk about things when we prep you guys before events happen, and just watch or go learn on your own how things work and how models work, because there is always a margin for error outside of the cone. There's a mileage of depth that west or east that the system can go before we start to kind of have a little bit of a panic in terms of, is the cone going to validate or not? But I've not once freaked out about this being close or not. Like I said, it's not going to go inland. It's just that simple. Yeah, like I said, some people just don't listen. They just don't believe the truth. They would rather, be on an island and fearmonger and say, hey, it's not going to go, or it's going to go inland because they want it to go inland. That's just how it is. People want this stuff to happen. It's crazy. I know the light does sound more fun. That's true as well. Yeah, another thing too, guys, I'll say this too, because I do speak for myself and my channel here. If you don't like how I present things on the channel, you don't have to watch. It's that simple. 100K people on this channel actually love what I do and appreciate what I do. If you don't like it and you want to have an attitude in the chat, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go about how I want to do things on my channel here and on my page. Sorry, I don't, do things the way that you like, but I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to give reliable information. When people in chat want to be jerks, sorry. You're wasting your time if that's what you're here to do. I'm a very nice person, though. I promise. I'm a very nice person. Am I doing anything special? Rochelle is going to throw a bunch of tomatoes at me when I hit 100K. She did that. We did that. We decided to do that on stream the other day. I'm going to do a special stream, too. It'll probably be well after we get through next week, because I know we're going to end up hitting it here soon. We'll do a special stream. I'll do a special video, and then Rochelle wants to dart a bunch of tomatoes at me, so I'm going to let her do that. NC Storm Surge, right now, there's not an official forecast for you guys out for Storm Surge. But you guys are in that watch, so as we get a little bit closer, actually, hold on, let me double check here. Yes, we do have Storm Surge. Sorry, we do. I forgot that is out. 2 to 4 feet along from Duck down to Cape Lookout, and then up to 3 feet from South Sante River all the way up to Cape Hatteras. So that goes up towards almost into Virginia there. I love what I do. I absolutely am passionate and love what I do. I do. I just don't take the hate from people. I will stand up for myself when hate happens. And I know people are going to say it doesn't look professional. You shouldn't do it on your page. I run the page the way I want to run my page. I'm not going to have somebody tell me how to run my page. So if you don't like what I have, like I said, you don't have to be here. But I do a great job at what I do, and I love what I do. So I appreciate everybody that is in here that is very nice and respectful. You guys are awesome. Storm surge is onshore water that comes off the beaches. It's basically beach water moving in. It's the ocean moving in. Yeah, the surf is going to get worse as we go. So as you guys go, as we go closer to this event happening, closer to tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, it's going to get worse. I cover winter season, I cover hurricane season, severe weather season. I do this full time, guys, for all 50 states. Yep. I cover it all. Can't imagine seeing a shark on the road of the storm surge. There's been accounts of it, especially in Florida. It's happened before. Virginia Beach is going to basically be okay. I'm not too worried about Virginia Beach. We'll see as we get closer to the event happening. Excuse me. All right, let me go back to GFS here. I'm going to see what it did with our scenario this afternoon. Yeah, so this is what we don't want to see happen. The GFS is still in La La Land for next week, again, as expected. GFS is throwing a 200-hour out solution, basically suggesting a Cat 4, Cat 5 on the East Coast again next week. So this is something that we don't do, guys, on the channel. We don't buy models that are over 300 hours out. Oh, sorry, 250 hours out. So this is a scenario you will probably see people post on social media now that this model is out to the public. You will see fearmongers and people post to say, oh my God, a Cat 4 is coming again next week to the East Coast of North Carolina. Get ready. No, this is BS. It's over 7+ days out. We don't look at that stuff. We look at ensembles. So, yeah, you can't buy this stuff. It's just the dermatistic runs are not great this far out. So we'll look at more into this. We'll be tracking the storm as it develops. Right now, our tropical wave behind Erin is still a ways out. Let me pull it back up here so you guys can see. Yep, our tropical wave behind Erin is still well far out over here. And then we have another wave that just came off behind it, and then another wave behind it. So as we enter peak hurricane season, it is going to be very, very busy. So we will be tracking it all for you guys, doing updates. I go live 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and night. We'll have another live stream tonight around 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. Central Time. We'll talk ensembles. We'll talk updates then, all of that stuff. We have an Orange X. So we already have, the National Hurricane Center already designated it. We just don't have an Invest yet. So once this gets what's called Invest 99L, they give it an Invest name before it becomes a depression or a storm. When they start to fly out, they actually have recon scheduled on Thursday night to go out and look at this system as it gets closer. So we shouldn't start to see development with our next system until Thursday or Friday. So it'll be a little bit of time. But Erin will still be doing Erin things, so we'll be talking about Erin until then. I'm almost over the stuffiness. I just have a really bad cough right now. And now Hazel has a 104-degree fever, so we're trying to make sure she's okay now. Erin's been hyped up, and because it's the first hurricane of the season, and because it's a major hurricane, and because it hit Cat 5 status just outside the United States, everybody blew it up. Everybody thought it was going to hit the United States when it never was. There were some ensembles about 7 days out, 5 to 7 days out, that were showing some potential for United States landfall, and we talked about it at that point. But the second the ensembles and the model runs switched back over and said, hey, we're in agreement, we're going to get a close by breeze, but we're not going to have a landfall, that's when I said, all right, I buy it, let's go with it. We're gonna put that out there. So, like I said, half of these people that you guys see on social media that are posting these awful videos, these hyped up videos, they have no idea how to even explain half the stuff that is happening in weather. They don't. I've asked questions in people's videos and streams, and I either get my comments muted or blocked. I ask a weather question, they can't answer it, I'll get muted and blocked because they know I'm calling them out, because they know they don't have the background information to cover it. So it's a shame, sadly, honestly, that it's happening, but it happens every single year. So. But anyways, thank you for the follows, guys. Let's check in on see where we're at with our goal here. We are 159 followers away from 100K. Oh, I will troll bait lives all the time. I will do it. This is I try to make my streams very informational. I try to make them to where you guys understand the seriousness of it. But when we have a situation like this where, you know, we're not worried about anything super, super crazy other than a couple things, and we got people in here trolling, I'll call them out on it. I love to do it. I think it's fun sometimes. You got to have fun sometimes. If I was straight serious all the time, you guys wouldn't have fun in here. I do things a little bit different than a lot of other people do. If you guys ever have anything if there's anything weather related ongoing across the United States or out in the oceans, you guys are going to know from me. I will be on it. What's up, CDP? Good to see you, bud. Yeah, there could be some pretty significant storm surge damage along the Outer Banks there, especially with the waves that are going to be out there, so. That thing's not going to turn. Ooh, that's wild. It is going to turn. It is going to turn. It's already turning. It's already moving northwest. It's moving northwest at 10 miles per hour, so it doesn't look like it's moving much because it's moving so slow. Yeah, I know you guys want to know about the system coming behind it. It's not a storm yet. We don't have anything to go off of right now. It's not moving west-northwest. It's just moving northwest. And the reason why that is because guess who put that out here? The National Hurricane Center. The people that are flying into that hurricane right now say the storm is moving northwest. So therefore, it is moving northwest. Pretty simple to figure out how fast it's moving and where it's moving at. It's on a website that's publicly visible. Yeah, I'm hoping nobody will get on the beaches too, but people are going to defy it. We've already had people in the stream that said, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the beach anyways." So it happens. Virginia should be fine. It's not our government that's really per se doing this. I know all of the weather websites are owned technically by the government, but they're out here risking their lives flying planes to get resourceful information. I don't understand why everybody thinks that we can't believe weather websites anymore. Like, that's wild to me. That's another thing that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, come on, God, where is the common sense that people have anymore? There's no more common sense. Oh, it's moving northwest because I want it to move northwest. Well, sorry there, bud. Hate to say, all these people that thought it was going to hit the United States are going to be wrong at the end of this week. Hate to say that. It'll be on to the next one. Look what happened in Texas. The Texas Kerrville flooding. That was fueled by tropical downpours from a low pressure that moved out of Mexico. That was actually a tropical storm-related system. So good try on that one as well there, bud. We're going to do a debate live stream one day, guys. I'm just going to have people come up in the box and try and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, and we're going to see how well that goes. The Kerrville flooding was that came from tropical downpours associated with a low that moved out of Mexico. Meteorologists already disproved that theory. Wasn't cloud seeding, wasn't weather modification. None of those things exist. Sorry. What? I have common sense. It's the people that think that this is going to slam into the East Coast that don't have common sense. Oh, it's crazy. I would destroy some of these people. It'd be wild. And I'm not even at agreed met yet, which is even crazier. Have a great day, Monica. You can go watch another live stream and go watch somebody else that feeds you BS and false information. It's just crazy to me. Yeah, I'm going to set one up one of these days. We're going to do it. We're going to do it one of these days. We do have a small tornado risk today in Wisconsin and into northern Illinois. I do want to talk about that just briefly here because we do have some watches out. We do have that small little 2% tornado risk. We actually have not seen, other than one tornado warning today, we haven't seen too much action out of that. But if you are just west of Chicago there, southern Wisconsin, northern portions of Illinois, there is a 2% tornado risk there. So like I said, just be mindful. Low end risk, still can see a couple tornadoes. So if we get any warnings, we'll hop to that, but we don't have any right now. Mostly today, wind threat, 15 and 5% wind threat for all risk zones highlighted for winds up to 70 miles per hour. And then we have that hail threat at 15 and 5%. So just be mindful if you guys are out in the plains. So I'm not too worried about it. It's typical we've had the last couple of days. Now, like I said, people are allowed to have their own opinions. Absolutely. That's what you guys are entitled to. I'm not going to tell you can't have your own opinion, but when you're coming in my stream and you're telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about and that what I do is, nothing, and that we should trust other people that are not experts that go to school like I'm going to school for, that's like saying we shouldn't trust doctors, right? Like we shouldn't trust doctors that go to school to give us medicine and to, you know what I'm saying? Like that's saying the same thing. Like I just don't understand where people's mindsets are these days. Our world is so bad. It's just wild to me. And it's not even an opinion. It's literally me stating factual evidence and data that we're getting. Like all this stuff that I'm telling you guys is facts. It's not an opinion. I'm giving you guys data that's physically being pulled out of the storm. I'm on a bachelor. I'm not getting my master's. I'm going for my bachelor's. This is not my first rodeo with this, guys. This is my 8th hurricane season doing this. I just do it every year because I love to do it. So yeah, Connor should be picking up his streams here soon too as well. He's been busy moving, so he's been a busy person. When I finish up with school, continuing doing this. I'm not going to work for a news station. I want to continue doing my own stuff. I'm building my platform. I'm building my franchise here. I have a whole weather team. I have merch. I have all this great stuff. Exactly. That is very 2 chompers as well. Yep. we're almost at 100K on here. We're growing on YouTube as well. We're live on YouTube, by the way, guys. Also, if you have not followed me on YouTube, make sure you guys do that as well. It's called Confirmation Bias. Yeah, exactly, Hannah. Yep. I don't have a set graduation right now, so here's the situation. I told you guys in chat this yesterday. So I don't have the financials to go to school right now because I wasn't awarded enough money to go to school for enough classes because I want to finish go back full time. I've been off this semester and I'm off next semester, but my plan is to go back after saving up for spring of next year. But I've got 2 years left on school basically, so about six or 7 semesters left. So not super long. And that's considered part-time. So if I go full-time and I take 5 classes fully all the way through, I'll be done in less than 2 years. I'm not far off. Yeah. It's just the finances. It's just the expenses. I'm not a believer in financial, I'm not a believer in student loans or anything. So I want to do it smart. 6 or 7 semesters if I go part-time, 4 or 5 if I go full-time. It just depends on how I split it up. It's basically right at 2.5 years. I've done weather, guys. I've been a weather nerd since I was a kid. I've studied weather forever. So I've done most of my own research. I've learned from Mets. I've got a lot of friends that are meteorologists that are degreed that work for news stations. Like I said, I'm pretty knowledgeable. I've done it for a while. I really get into this stuff and I observe and I research and I do all the things. So. It is supposed to hit the Outer Banks. The Outer Bands as well. Guys, here's the biggest thing. I want you guys to understand this. The size of our storm right now is about 600 miles wide. As this storm tracks to the northeast here and expands over time, we're going to get what's called our subtropical jet stream that's going to basically grab this thing, and we're going to have shear that's going to infiltrate on the northern side of the storm, and it's going to expand it out. So as this storm encounters shear, it's going to shred the wind field out. So we're going to see this 600-mile wide storm get a lot bigger as it progresses to the north. So even though the center of circulation is going to be 200 miles out to sea, because this storm is expanding in size, that's why the Outer Banks have tropical storm watches and storm surge watches, because the tropical storm force winds are going to be able to blow ashore on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. That's why those watches are there, as well as that winds are going to blow the waves, and the waves are going to be able to cause issues for inland flooding. Cape Hatteras, the whole Outer Banks, guys, they flood easily. I'm from North Carolina. I know it. I've seen them. So that's the main reason. It's just the Outer Banks. Yeah, I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, guys. I lived there for 22 years. So, I'm from the mountains. I know North Carolina very, very, very well. I grew up there, like literally. I went to school there, grew up there. I just moved to Kentucky 2 years ago, so. Hello. I got all my North Carolina people in here. If you guys watched last year, I covered Helene last year. I watched, if y'all know Asheville very, very well, and anywhere in the western North Carolina mountains, I watched everybody go through that last year. It was awful. Absolutely awful. We covered Helene last year in real time. We were on stream for 22 hours that day when it made landfall. Half my weather team was here for it too. They know it as well. It was a awful experience. Awful watching that storm go through. OBX here. What's up, Kylie? Good to see you. I was not able to talk to my family for over 7 to 10 days, not knowing if they were alive or if they were gone. Didn't know, had no communication with them. Yep, a lot of people did. We were just able to finally get down to North Carolina back in May to see everybody after a year, almost after it happened. That's how long it took to get the roadways back open to get down there. So, it sucks. And then Milton came in. Milton came afterward. Milton was a whole other situation for Florida. Milton caused the worst tornado outbreak I've ever seen in Florida state history. We had wedge tornadoes all over the place. It was insane. Excuse me. So that was definitely an interesting storm to cover for sure. Excuse me. Yeah, it was bad, Nicole. It was really, really bad. I've got pictures from what my brother was sending me. I mean, it was just, It was awful. I never want to have to see people go through that again, or watch where I grew up for 20 plus years go through that again. It was not fun. So we're 123 followers away, guys. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. I'm gonna stay on here for about 15-ish more minutes, and then I'm gonna go make some dinner. I'm gonna make sure the kids are good because the kids are sick. Ro is sick. I'm still sick, and then we're gonna have another update tonight around 10 p.m. Sorry, 10 p.m. 10:30 p.m. Central Time tonight. So if you guys would like to come into that live stream, we'll be live on both of those areas tonight as well. I'm getting there. I'm almost back to myself. If I'm starting to get sassy and I'm starting to sound like my normal self again, we're getting there. So I'm able to breathe through my nose. I just have a really itchy throat and a cough. So we're getting there. Which is super awesome. But no, guys, we are 126 followers away from 100K. I'm sure we'll nail it on the next live stream. I think we will. You guys have been super, super awesome. I appreciate all the love, all the follows, all the gifts, all the taps, all the shares. You guys are amazing, amazing, amazing. Did you read the waves that could be up to 40? I did see that, Ruggedy. I did see that. Some were even showed 50, too. I appreciate you, Justin, as well, bud. You're amazing. Broken Halo, Justin, all of you guys, my members over on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Thank you as well. Yeah, it's definitely not tracking west. It's going northwest. I guess they're done with that plane mission there. All right, so that plane is done. Excuse me. They got a new plane that just flew out of Port St. Lucie. The storm behind Erin does not really exist right now because it hasn't gotten itself together. That is a huge tropical wave that just came in, too. That's a bona fide wave. Thing is, look at that wave coming off Africa. That is something. We may have to watch that one, too, if that one starts to take on tropical characteristics. What I call it, bona fide wave. I might, Brian. I do need to get off and make dinner too, so we may just have to look at it when we get back. Not sure what Florida's worried about. Yeah, we're gonna be keeping you guys updated in Florida, I promise. What's up, Josh? Good morning, huh? Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. If you're over the age of 18 and you are interested in joining my weather team, come message me. We are still accepting people that want to join. So if you were interested, send me a message. That's wild, Josh. I think Rose already talked to you too, Josh, hasn't she? What's for dinner? I don't know if I want to make something or if I just want to make pizza. By the way, guys, I tried that new, like, milkshake from McDonald's. It's, like, purple and blue. It tastes like wild berry yogurt. Like the tube yogurt you get. If you guys have not tried that yet, it's okay. It's not bad. And then I ate 4 snack wraps with it. So that's what I had for lunch today. The Grimace shake, yeah, it was interesting. I wasn't a fan of it. I guess I'm just weird. I don't know. It was alright, but it wasn't alright. Yeah, it's new. It's got like purple whipped cream on top of it, and it's like blue. It looks like a wild berry smoothie almost. Yeah, it tastes like goat. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah. Yeah, it's blue, like the milkshake's blue, but it's purple whipped cream. Ooh, chicken Alfredo sounds good, Justin. That sounds really good. So if you guys haven't followed me, hit the follow button. I appreciate you guys. As always. You guys are awesome. I appreciate my lovely weather team. You guys are awesome. As always as well. I love you guys. I know. It gets exhausting after doing this for a while. It does. Especially when we're covering the same storm over and over. Oh, Hannah, we have that marginal risk tomorrow, which is exciting. So you guys are awesome. Also, if you are interested in one-on-one weather teaching classes with Mezzo Matt, it is free of charge. Send me a message as well. I've yet to have anybody message me. I think I've had 2 people message me. I just got to get back to them. It'll be fine, Hannah. You'll be fine. You'll just get a brief spin-up tornado on your way out. Yeah, Aiden, I saw yours. I've got to get back to you. I'm kind of just waiting until some of this stuff's over with. I'm just going to get people kind of to let me know. I know you did as well, Justin. I got to get with you as well, too. But... Jesus Louise. Alright, do I have any last minute questions, guys, before I wrap stream up? Thank you guys for the follows. I really appreciate it. Yeah, for real. Crazy weather season. Wait till we get into fall severe weather season. I was looking again at our troughing pattern for going into the September month period. Let me look at it real quick. Hold on. Besides our Fantasyland hurricane. Not another one. We may have to start to watch. So this is interesting. I know this is in La La Land, but I just want to point this out because we've yet to see this area get going. So here's our next tropical wave. This is the GFS 18Z doing its normal thing. Putting a major hurricane off the East Coast again next week. We'll watch it. But look at this. Look at the end of the run. We get something off the CAG. We finally get something in the CAG. The CAG gets going maybe toward the end of the month. The CAG usually gets going towards September, so we may have to watch the Central American gyro start to spit out lows. But that'd be something. That's another one right after, going into the first week of September. So I know that's in La La Land, but I will be interested to start to see when the CAG gets going. So we get started to see storms coming off the Central American gyro, and then they get into the Gulf, and then they do weird, wonky shit. So that's September for you. But yeah, let me look at I want to look at our troughing real quick. Let me see if it updated from last week. Or not from last week, from yesterday. So big cold front coming in next weekend, guys. Huge cold front coming in. So we'll see fall temperatures in play here. And then another little ridge. And then, yeah, looks to be we're going to start to get some pretty significant troughing for more severe weather threats as we go towards the first week of September. So that will be interesting to watch once we get closer then. I know we're still, 13 days out, but looks like some mega troughing coming in, and that will help favor fall severe weather season. So we'll keep you guys updated with that. We cover everything, so. Kitty Hawk, just the Storm Surge, up to 4 feet, beach erosion, high waves, rip currents. That's really it. And maybe some tropical storm force winds. So, I would just let... They're supposed to technically be leaving, I think, if I'm correct on that. But models do support that. This bug! So, but I'm going to wrap stream up, guys. I appreciate all the new follows, 111 new followers once again. We will see you guys back in here later on tonight. I know we're probably going to hit that milestone tonight, so it'll be a super exciting stream as well. Or less than 120 followers away from 100K, so we'll hit that. I appreciate you guys, as always. Appreciate the love, appreciate my weather team, and I'll see you guys back in here in 4 hours. Be safe, guys. I love y'all. You're all amazing. Goodbye!